So we have another comic book super value pack, and this one says it's a $20 value, 10 different comics, some PG-13, and I'm not sure. The last video I did like this, I ended up rating it PG-13 because, yeah, I think some of the comics were kind of PG-13, but, I mean, we have Superman on the cover. This one doesn't look like that. This says compliments of Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers, so I'm guessing this was a free comic book. And this is packed very well. There's a Star Trek comic on the other side. I'm going to remove the comics from this pack. And I see now that the first Superman comic is in plastic because it is quite old. It says Victory by Computer, the TRS-80 Computer Whiz Kids, and Supergirl is a special guest. So this is a good vintage one. So let's take a quick look at this. Oh yeah, look at this old Radio Shack ad. That is so cool. So this is 1981. Wow. Okay, I was very young when this comic came out. And it's in very good shape. I like the old comic print. And look, there's no ads because this was a special comic given by Radio Shack. That's just cool as heck. I mean, this is very cool. And they're talking about the computer that they are selling. How cool is this? This is definitely one I'm gonna keep in a special place. Student's Guide to Computer Terms. Oh my gosh, look. Basic, beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. A widely used programming language. Binary, a number system using only 2 digits, 0 and 1 bit. The smallest unit a computer circuit can recognize. Look at that. That is very, very cool. Software, ROM or RAM. Okay, this was a find. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm putting this one back in the plastic. And next we have New Dimension Comics, 6 stores. Next we have Fathom by Aspen Comics, Michael Turner's Fathom. And it's got nice artwork. J Company Comics. The art is pretty good in this, and the coloring is pretty good. This must be related to DC. I don't know. Business reply card. some letters to the editor section, a little bit of artwork. I guess the 4 color covers maybe. Fathom 4 issue. Okay. Next one is Batman Earth 1 Special Preview Edition. It's free. Must have been a free comic book day thing or something. I don't know. There's the back. The legend ends. The Dark Knight Rises. And that tells you about when this came out. Good old dark Batman. Very cool. This is the kind of Batman I like. You know, the dark and the shadows. This is just the art is good. It's just one that you just want to look at the art more than anything. Next is Andy Diggle, Aaron Campbell, Uncanny Dynamite number 6, season 2, Munchkin Steampunk Deluxe. Once again, it's got kind of washed out style. But it's good art. The Misadventures of Grumpy Cat and Pokey. Didn't know they made that. It's got a little bad language. Sorry about that. So that's Uncanny. Next is Glory by, it's an Image comic. Has an ad for True Lies, so that should tell you now a blockbuster video game. That should date this pretty well. I would say this is the 90s. The artwork in this is really nice too. I like the texture of this paper is really good. It's a matte texture. I really do like how this feels. Frank Miller. And here's some artwork. Okay. Next is The World of Smallville. $0.75. This monogram model had, let's see when this is. This is 1987. 2 free months of DC Comics. The World of Smallville Secrets. This is, so many comics start off this way. With, if it's Iron Man or Superman or Spider-Man, they're like flying through the air. They're, you know, they start out like in the middle flying. That's a very popular beginning to a lot of comic books. Three, Two, One, Contact. Anyone remember that show? Oh, these things. If you remember, there are these things. What was the deal? You had to sell something like greeting cards or something like that, and then you would, if you sold enough, you would get prizes, and these were the prizes, and they were very enticing for young kids, and like a watch or a telescope or whatever. But the stuff was usually junk if you even got the prizes. But half the time, the real trick was just selling the garbage you were supposed to sell. I think they might have banned this after a while. Like, for example, that Swiss Army knife is going to be one of those that are like that big. And the bicycle was always like the one. No one ever got a bicycle. Artwork in this is really good. It's an old classic comic book. There's the old Muscle had. Every single old comic book had that one. I actually have this no, this is Wonder Woman Superman, but I have the one, different one with a very similar cover though. Very cool. Okay, what do we have next? Transformers Headmasters. 4 in a 4-issue limited series. Fierce final issue. TSR. This is a D&D game. So I'm gonna place this in the 80s. Let's see if I'm right. This is 1985. Yep. So we have an ad for the M&M Quartz watch right here. Tang soccer team. Tang was a popular drink when I was a kid. Bodybuilder. NPC models. You know, I always wanted to build model cars, but I was never good at it. I would buy the model kit and I would try to paint it first before I put it together, and I would always screw that up because you got that tester's paint, and if you made a mistake and if you try to use the paint remover to get it off, it would dull the finish of the car, and it would just never look right. So I always screwed it up. I was just never very good at it. Look at these games. Konami for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Goonies and Stinger, Double Dribble, Top Gun. I had that one. I think that's the only one here that I had. Oh no, I had Castlevania too. Looking at these old comics is like looking back at your childhood. Beat Bond in his own game. Top Secret. TSR. That was another role-playing game. They're the ones that made Dungeons and Dragons. I know there's a trick to putting this back in without touching the tape. Oh, I'm not so good at it. Okay. Next is 19 Countdown Final Crisis. Carrion Death by DC. Hunger Gets What Hunger Wants. Ballpark Franks. What is this one? These newer ones are a little harder to date because the older ones had the copyright and the inside cover, and the newer ones you have to find like context clues. I would say this isn't that old. It's got something.com, so it's not that. Beowulf the game. Beowulf the movie. This is in the 2000s then. It's not that old. She looks a lot like Wonder Woman. I bet it is. Harley? Is this Harley Quinn? Wait a second. What's going on here? Holly and Harley? I do not know what is going on. I sort of halfway recognize some of these DC characters, but I might have to Wikipedia this one. That clearly looks like Wonder Woman. I like that. It's just got lots of little stories in it. And Harry Potter. Order of the Phoenix. That's about that old. What's next? Grifter Bad Rock. And on the back, Bad Rock. So it's a double, I guess. Blood Pool. It's got a poster. And this other comic. That's really cool. It's pretty cool. And last we have this super special 40-page Star Trek comic by DC. And it's got an ad for Child's Play 3 on the back with that would put this somewhere in time in the 90s, I guess. Target Mud, that's gonna be a Harry Mudd adventure. I actually love Star Trek, so I definitely probably gonna read this one first. They did a really good job on the faces. I mean, the only thing is they all kind of aged, but you'd think Harry Mudd would, he was like older than them, so he would be much more gray, I would think. This, the artwork is really good. I mean, there's no doubt who each character is. The art is really, really good in this. What's funny is you don't see very many pictures of the Enterprise. You see lots of pictures of them. This is one time Bill Cosby doesn't want high ratings. American Heart Association. Insert your own joke here. Michael Jan Friedman is an author, Star Trek author. Peter David, because these are the people who wrote Star Trek novels. And some artwork. If you're a Star Trek fan, you'll recognize what these episodes are from. Yeah. Batman Holy Terror. Okay, well, that about does it for this video, and I sure hope you enjoyed it. Little comic mystery pack, found some gems in it. So my final thoughts are, I think I'm most excited. I like the Star Trek one for sure, but I'm really excited for this promotional Radio Shack Superman just because it's such a little piece of 1980s nostalgia. So that's where I stand on this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.